How's it going, everybody?
Morning, evening.
Hanging out there with good buddy Lee Chalker and my partner in crime, Mr. Bladen Hunter, as he does a really cool cover over there for If It Hops.
Looking good.
It's looking good, buddy. Looking good.
It's always dangerous when you're drawing on screen, man, because it's like I'll probably just, like stare at you doing those things. So, don't take that out of context. That sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? I'll be staring at you.
Yeah, don't get lost in it, friendo. Don't get lost. I gotta find this guy's fucking name real quick. What was his name again? I feel awful.
Quentin Rushing.
That's right. I got to send him a link. I totally forgot. Sorry about that, guys. So, what exactly are you drawing there, good buddy?
This is a character from work from Ethereal Comics. You might have met this character. Do we have any preview pages for her?
Yeah, she's in the preview pages. Let me hold on. Let me see if I can pull one up. What's going on, Shawnee? She's in the pages that we unlocked for If It Hops. So let me see if I've got any of her laying around. I may not, because I've been hiding pages of her.
Yeah.
Oh, because you're too quick fire on the old chucking them up there, are you, mate?
Well, hold on, I'll share my screen. Well, the character has a mystery about her, so I've been hiding a little bit of stuff about her, you know what I mean? So we didn't give away too much.
There ain't no mystery in this page.
Here we go.
Well, nothing wrong with mystique, mate.
Yeah, man, I love to have a little bit of, something.
Yeah. So your Theatre 7 thing, mate, is it over, still going? A little bit of time left, a little bit of time gone?
Oh, it's almost finished. Can you guys see this page?
Yeah.
So that's Ryoshi. She's a member of the Fox clan. Great character. She's got some stuff going on with her. Some kind of weird stuff going on with her. So she's a lot of fun to draw, though. A lot of fun to write. And you'll be seeing a lot of her because she's actually a main character of If It Hops. So she'll be popping in a lot starting in issue 3.
Very good.
You want to pull up the Kickstarter for?
Let me snag that. The Theater 7.
Let's see what the timer is looking at.
Yeah, man. Let's check it out. We'll peep on that. Let's see. We got 85 minutes left on that one. Let me drag it up here real quick. I need to get another screen.
Don't you have like a giant screen?
Man, I do right now, and it's too fucking big.
It's only one, though.
It is only one, though. That's me messing around. Oh, there we go. So we're at $12,482, which is incredible, guys. Thank you so much. 283 backers. 85 minutes to go. And we'll run through it real quick. Theater 7 was a wild project for us to start. I'm really, really happy with it. I'm a big fan of Devin Massey. I'm a big fan of Cave Woman. And he did a cover for Babes, Gore, and Dinosaurs issue 2. And we got to talking about how cool it would be to do a book together. And Theater 7 was born out of that, conversations in the evening about what we would do with a fun comedy. And I've never written a comedy before. And for those of you that read my books, I just, it's more action and suspense and, horror at times. But I'd never done it before. So when we decided to put it together, it was going to be a comedy because he's he's real good at lewd comedy. He's been working on Cave Woman for a long time. And then, though, I wanted to have somebody do the colors that would do his book justice. You know what I mean? Who was going to come in and really knock it out of the park. And I saw Dan Kemp's stuff, and I didn't even realize how awesome, his stuff really was. Because when you're a kid, you don't see colorists like you do when you're an adult. So I started remembering seeing his color work, and I was like, man, look, you got to get that guy. That guy's amazing. So he joined Team Ethereal, and his brother also, Dave, has joined Team Ethereal as well. So we're really, really excited about that. But his colors came out great. Super, super happy with them. And then we got into some beautiful cover arts. You know, Trevor came out and killed this cover. I mean, this is, I don't know how to even, it's awesome. That's really, really good. And then, yeah, came out really good, didn't it? And then we did this Kickstarter edition that's the black and white version for the cover art that we did for the preview edition.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about this for Devin Massey fans is the entire book in this edition is black and white.
Oh, nice. So people will have the option of black and white Devin art or first colored art that he's done.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. And you can only get the black and white edition through the Kickstarter. I'll never sell that outside the Kickstarter. So
yeah,
very, very cool stuff. And then we had JT Malloy, who's a good buddy of ours. He came out and did this amazing fucking cover that we weren't even expecting. He just came out and he was like, I'm gonna do this badass cover. And I was like, okay. Which it just came out awesome as well. And this is another Kickstarter exclusive. I thought it was super, super fun. I was like, look at this. The boat sinks. I mean, what a great knock on fucking Titanic. But it's just there's so many different throwbacks to the 90s in this image. It's just so much fun. And he's a real big spirit guy. He does a great book called Sapphire Spectre. So he wanted to make sure he got the ghost stuff and the haunted feeling to it. So it came out really, really fun, I think. And then, you know, for this year, we've been doing the Year of the Blue Flame. Devin did this incredible Year of the Blue Flame edition for the book, which, again, these are only available through the Kickstarter. Also colored by Dan Kemp.
You're keeping everyone busy, mate.
Man, I try. I really try to keep everybody busy. And then you've got our traditional mystery boxes that we're doing. In the mystery box, that's the only place you can get the foil Year of the Blue Flame covers. So those are a lot of fun. And then we've got the Fallen Leaves preview edition. This cover by Steph Wilson has just blown up. It's beautiful. Everybody's been digging it. Fallen Leaves will drop. The complete issue will drop in September. So it'll be the next book that comes out after BGD 3. Also a lot of fun. Interiors by Marcelo Salazar, and they're beautiful. I mean, there's no two ways around it. You know, David Acampo coloring them. They're just stunning stuff. We've got all kinds of fun stretch goals.
What do you got to there? You're nearly at the logo sticker, are you, man?
Yeah, we're almost to the logo sticker. Right now we've got
like 80 minutes to go. So come on, people.
I think we can. I think we'll hit it. I think we'll hit the 13. But we've got the mini print right now from Steph Wilson. We've got the card. You know, Bladen has done these amazing card designs. He and I got to talking not long ago about how we're going to release through Ethereal actual collector's cards. You know, in the packets that you can get the random cards and stuff. Yeah, so much fun. They'll be out early next year. And then, of course, we hit that additional pages tier set, and we've already Devin is already working on those. So really, really thrilled with that. And then we've got these beautiful covers, guys. I mean, the Devin Massey cover A is great. So much fun. And then we brought on Mitch Massey as well. Mitch actually has his own book coming out with us next year. It'll be early next year. So he's got a series coming out that we'll start talking about here shortly. And then we've got...
You're building up a team full of like families, man. You know, like you got the Kemp brothers, you got the Massey brothers.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. You know, well, one of them has so much fun that they reach out and they're like, I'm going to grab the other one, you know, and then it's just, we got dynamic duos. There's Bladen's cover. I'm a real big fan of that one.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a real big fan of that one. And then you've got Elberty's covers. This is his first cover set with us. We're very excited to have him. And then this was colored by Dave Kemp. And then you've got the Steph Wilson set, which were awesome. I love, Steph and Carrie and the stuff they do. Then you've got a Lee Iris cover. I love that they changed corn to porn. That was great. And then the Kelvin Kleins. We had a good laugh about that when we started putting this one together. And then you've got Anthony Helmer's covers. He's just now getting on with Ethereal, and he's a pleasure to work with. He's super, super talented guy. Super talented guy. Ruben did great on this one. This was super fun too. The hands blow my mind. And then you've got Greg Bow and Gwen's set, which is also awesome. Like that scene out of Jurassic Park, like the T-Rex walking right out of the theater. That's just a lot of fun to me. And then here's Marcelo with David Ocampo's cover for Fallen Leaves.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff, man. Like,
yeah, it's a good one, that one. Oh, they're all good.
No, I'm just
that. I saw that one. Maybe a week back, and I was like, took my eye. So
yeah, they catch you sometimes, man. They really, really catch you sometimes. Sometimes they'll throw you off guard. Bladen knows how to throw me off guard every now and then too. And then there's your Steph Wilson cover. Man, check out this Sean Forney cover though. So much fun. I think this book had more covers than we'd done in a while.
You were saying, what was it, like 23?
Oh my gosh. It was it was 23. It was like one letter short of the alphabet.
Yeah, right.
So I think we got to Y.
Yeah. Okay. You'll have to go for alphabet numbers then from now on, mate.
Yeah.
Kick it into gear.
For sure. The April Reyna's cover's a lot of fun. One of the fans reached out and was like, it looks like she's got the state of Texas and candy as a bikini there. I thought that was pretty funny. And then we've got the wild covers, of course. They were just so much fun. That Lenadai cover, man, that's just beautiful cover. And then there's Trevor's. That being said, I think that's the cover we've sold the most of so far in this campaign, cover G.
May I ask, are there people that actually when they back the campaign, they'll go, oh, I'm taking every cover?
Yes. So we have a set. There's another Alberti cover. We have a set called hold on, I'll find it. Best Seats in the House.
Yeah.
You can get it as an add-on as well. For $400, you get every cover and an original art page.
Yeah, right.
That's a pretty good deal.
That is a good, yeah.
I mean, if each book is $15 and $20 a piece,
and you get a Devin Massey page.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, who wouldn't want that?
I am finding it hard to part with all of them.
Yeah.
They're
I imagine you would be, man.
Oh, they're absolutely stunning. But I think it's a lot of fun to be able to give, sell the cover or sell the art and give the art away. Because when I was a kid, I'm sorry I didn't even see all these comments because my fucking thing was up. How's it going? All the covers are great, right? JT's cover, Helmut's cover. We love all the covers. We really, really do. But it's like when I was a kid, and even into my early 20s, as a collector, I could never afford original artwork. You know what I mean? Like most of the time it's way above and beyond what a normal person can spend. You know what I mean? And I think it's cool to be able to price things the way they're affordable to folks.
Yeah.
And they can pick stuff up. But we do a lot more of original art than I think I've seen in the industry in a really long time. Not just pages and stuff like that, but the team is throwing out just sketches that they're doing during the day or just practicing on the characters. And that to me is a beautiful thing because you're just getting better. The more you work with a character, the better you know the character, you know. I mean, Lee,
Yep.
you know just as well as anybody. And Bladen, you know, he'll tell you the more he draws Maya, the better he gets at it, or the more that he draws Ricky, the better he gets with Ricky, you know. So
Well, the more you draw them, like when you start, you got to. I mean, you're still looking back at reference. You know what I mean? Like to make sure belt buckles are right, or like did that
for
pouch go here? Is like. But once you sort of get into the rhythm of the pages, man, you don't even look at the reference because you're it's in the mind's eye. You know exactly what everyone's looking like.
Oh, and I'm a fucker about that, man. I'm literally like, hey, look, we got different outfits for each issue because we're normal people. We don't have costumes. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Well, man, I took some shortcuts with mine. I've got to tell you, I just keep mine like all dirty and stuff in the same clothes, mate. They could go weeks, man. They don't change.
He's like, I'm not smelling them, so I'm not really worried about it.
No, well, they're running around streets and in sewers and all that
What'd
sort of
you say,
stuff
Blake?
anyway,
Sorry?
mate. So
I was just saying some stinky protagonists.
Yeah, stinky protagonists for the win.
Yeah, oh,
who doesn't want those?
Be thankful you can't smell the comic book, mate.
Oh my gosh.
I wouldn't even want to know.
We don't have the technology yet. We'll see.
Oh, we'll get there eventually, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
We were talking about Fallen Leaves the other day, and it was like, like goblins, right? The differences in one person's goblin versus another person's goblin. Like, to me, they're short and they're grimy and they're fucking like drooly and they got the big ass honking nose and the sharp teeth and stuff. Whereas, we had a page that we were looking at with a goblin sent in the other day, and it was a very tall goblin, like normal person size. And I was like, well, we can't, we got to shrink them down. You know what I mean? Because it's as much as I'm like creative freedom to everybody on the team, some stuff weirds me the fuck out. You know what I mean? I'm like, there's no way a goblin's supposed to be that tall. He's an orc then, and he's fucking terrifying. Put that guy away.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of fun, and the characters we get to work with. I mean, the list grows almost by the day. The list grows that the characters we get to work with, and we just picked up a couple new writers. So you guys are going to get to see some really awesome folks coming out. How's it going? Love Facebook users. I don't know why it does that. I wish it would just fucking unlock the shit. It's so stupid. You never know who it is until you go back and look at Facebook, because what it does is that blocks the name until they say it's okay for fucking the app to show their name.
Oh, so it's a setting that. Okay.
We appreciate you stopping by and hanging out. But there's like right now we've got a couple different books we're working on. It's Joshua Maine. There we go. See, Shawnee knows. Hi, Josh. What's going on, dude? But we've got a couple different projects that we haven't talked a lot about, that we've talked about interior, like in company talked about, but we just hired two brand new writers that are great folks. And they've both got their own stories that they're doing. So you guys will get to see some stuff that you like from New Worlds that we haven't done before. We just brought on Gene, and Gene's incredible. He's been on the scene for a few years now and worked with some of the larger companies. So it's real good to have him on board. Incognito posting, I love it. So he's going to be doing a really cool story. It's going to last probably, it's at least 15, 20 issues that he's working on. So that'll be fun. And of course we've got BGD coming up, and I think BGD 3 is going to be huge. I think a lot of people are going to get to see a lot of things that are different. Ooh, you're putting Ricky with Corvos. Very cool.
Mate, you're getting that many characters. You remember those old Marvel Universe comics you used to get in the 80s? And it'd have like the, stationary figure and then have abilities and, history and all,
Yeah.
You're going to need yourself one of those bloody books.
We do need one of those before long. We're doing a
Ethereal Universe.
We definitely need some. We're doing something fun like that for Christmas. We've actually got a short story that's coming out with it's not, the book isn't a short story, but there's a short story in it where all the girls from Ethereal are giving each other gifts and they're talking about their year, like what's going on through the year of Ethereal that's gone on in their worlds and stuff.
Yeah.
And Ricky will show up dressed as Santa Claus, I'm sure. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But this issue coming up of BGD is really powerful. Like it's a lot of backstory of Maya, a lot of the character's determination, what makes her tick. You'll get a lot of that in this issue coming up. And you'll get to see a side of Ricky that I don't think we've shown before either. So that'll be really, really fun. This is like, do you remember, what was that Daredevil arc? Was it the Fall?
Fall from Grace.
Yeah, Fall from Grace. There you go. So
there was,
when he goes,
which one that is?
He goes after the Kingpin. Like he's like really going after the Kingpin.
That was around issue 300. Was that
something
the one
like
that? Talking about? Yeah, like 295 to 300 or
right.
something.
Well, because it was past
artwork.
It was well past Spider-Man 300 because you had Carnage, you had the Venom symbiote. There were a lot of characters involved, but this was like Murdoch was going to kill Kingpin. Like it was going to happen. And I feel like this issue coming up is the start of an arc like that for us with Ricky. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's literally us. Oh, sweet. Thank you, Shawnee, for sharing. That's awesome. We'll be, let me check it out real quick and I'll let you know what it says.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, so we're at 285 backers right now, which is incredible. But so Ricky is this character, and we haven't given you guys a whole lot of backstory on him other than he's a mercenary. He's a retired mercenary and he owns a gentleman's club, right? He's like that real determined dude, but a lot of his backstory is going to be, like sprinkled into this issue as well. You'll get to see a lot of his motivation and stuff, which will be fun. But I can't wait for this fight between, it's not going to happen in the next issue, but you'll see it soon. This throwdown between Ricky and Corvus has been coming. Oh my gosh, Bladen, we've been working on BGD for about a year now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're building it up.
Yeah, it's we've been on it for a little bit now, so it's really exciting to get to see this. This is basically our our Spider-Man Green Goblin type of thing going on. These two guys are destined to.
Creative question.
Shoot.
While the writer and the artist is here, when you are doing, for example, what you're doing, Blade, like you're getting stances, you're getting flows with the action and stuff will come in from the fight. With Dustin's script, does he give you like, in the script it says move from left to right, that sort of stuff, sword swings, tail comes up, or is there more of an organic process where you start doing these sorts of sketches and you and Dustin then get into the fighting scene? Do you know choreography? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. Actually, Dustin's really good with pretty much saying the events that are happening and like if there is something that he wants to note that's going to come in later or something like that. But for the most part, he leaves it pretty open for my interpretation because I love staging fight scenes. I love getting things ready. So that's like one of my favorite pieces. He'll narrate kind of the events, like this person, it's this person, and then like what kind of reactions, what kind of a big deal it is, and then what's going to happen next, kind of thing. And then it's my work to kind of make that really punchy and really cool.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's good. You got a nice little rhythm between the two of you then. So
yeah, we work together very well. Like very well. I think Joseph has a way to pick my brain, or Bladen has a way to pick my brain that most people don't. You know what I mean? It's very fluid, the work we do together. I go and I write an entire script I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Exactly.
And thank you as well, Shawnee. I love Ricky, man. He's so much fun. Yeah, I don't like to try to dump too much on you guys at a time. I want you to be able to enjoy the story as it would be like it organic is the word I'm looking for. You know what I mean? It needs to be organic. That's like the same thing with like nudity in our books. People are like, oh, you should do more nudity. And it's like, if it's not organic, I don't want to do it. If it doesn't make sense, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do gratuitous anything unless it makes sense for the story to have it, like
you're not going to write a dude going to get a burger and he forgets his pants or something.
Right. It just doesn't make any sense, like, but when it comes to writing for these guys, and Devin as well, because he's in here, when I write for these guys, I try to write in a way that I give them what I want, but I also want them to be able to do what they want with it. You know what I mean? Like, it's never, I think writers and artists together, when you're talking about your main artist with your writer, it should be symbiotic all day long. It should always be symbiotic. Like, if there's a question or a thought that I have, or I'm trying to figure something out, I always go and I ask, anybody that's doing the artwork for a particular book, if, and we're on 9 books right now. We've got like 5 different interior artists at the moment. So I try to tailor my writing style in a way that people can come in, pick it up, and know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about without making it difficult. Like, I don't need to go, hey, look, there's a chair in the background, or unless the chair's relevant to what they're doing, you know what I mean? Or the one thing that I do add so that people understand is I add a lot of facial expression. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't write the dialogue most of the time, especially for Bladen. I don't write the dialogue until after we get the artwork.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when I go into it, I literally go into it almost naked with my dialogue, but I know what I want the characters to be saying to each other to a degree.
Man, that's exactly how I guess Tam and I do it with Battle for Bustle, is
for sure
go in with a synopsis, your page layouts, what you want to say, you do the artwork, and then we come back and, exactly like you said, we know what we want, what very particular, speaking bubbles are, in particular pages, and then you just sort of flow the whole dialogue into that. We're like that anyway.
See, I only do it because I was teased once about knowing what my character sounded like when I first started. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? What they sound like?
Well, that's a rhythm. That's like the artist not using reference. That's the writer knowing their character, mate.
Well,
so
it really changed my viewpoint. You know what I'm saying? So, like, right now, and it's going to sound silly, but I can hear the characters on the pages now. Whereas when I would write the dialogue beforehand, I couldn't hear it. Like, now I can hear it, whether you're talking about Penny or you're talking about Ryoshi, or you're talking about Agent K, Agent C. I can hear all of them talk now because I do the dialogue after. So a lot of people are like, well, how do you build pages? And, look, man, we have the best interior fucking dudes in the scene, and when people go, oh, how do you not do dialogue until afterward? Well, my letterer is a fucking badass too. So it's like, I just go, hey, look, this is what I want to see. I tell you what I want, and you tell us how we're going to get there. You know what I mean? And when we get there, then I come back and I go, well, this person should say this, or this person should say that. And we've already got their facial expressions and the thought processes across the board. Because one of the coolest things about our teams is they read the stories. They're invested in these characters. So they're literally going, oh, shit, that's how that character – I know how that character would react. I
the
can
coolest
see.
thing was? The coolest thing was actually getting the pages back with the script putting on or the lettering on it, and seeing Maya speaking, like just her Spanglish, fun, like cheery accent, like it just perfectly went with the art, and it was really cool, and it made much more iconic and memorable character out of her as well. Like, yeah, she's got a cool look, but like the way she talks and how pleasant and how like warm and welcoming she is for the book, that also helps with her likability and appeal.
I think so. I think you're absolutely right. I do think you're right as well. When you called, he had mentioned one day, he was like, I was talking about killing her. Like it was like issue 6 or issue 7, I was going to kill her off.
I was gonna hurt your life.
If she dies, we riot. But
professionally over.
He had reached out and he was like, "That's everybody's favorite character," and I was like, "Fuck." I start looking at the comments and the reviews and stuff, and everybody likes Maya. And it was like, okay, cool. Look, we don't kill her off. We expand the character. We expand on her experiences and her life. So I went and I wrote this entire backstory for this character and what she's been through and how she gets where she is. And I think this issue, again, coming up is going to be a real banger because we're literally getting into what she is, what she's gone through. Like I said, her motivations, how she feels about certain situations, and you're actually going to get to see as much as you got of Ricky in book 2, you'll get of Maya in book 3, which is great. I think it's a really cool perspective because you're used to getting the big red guy a lot more. So now you're going to get the little pink haired chick, for an entire issue, which is going to be a great time, I think.
But that's nice too, how characters do develop. You start some characters, I guess you want to, they're your main focus, but then little things and intricacies, and again, developing the character, finding out that, same with some of my characters that I thought were focal points to begin with, but then as you get through, further issues and stuff, you realize that a particular character, through actions has taken a particular, people have ticked that for some reason, and that character then becomes more popular and they're interested.
Absolutely, for sure. Well, let's get Quentin in here because he's a cool guy and he's we're on that man's time, so let's throw him up in here.
Yeah.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hello, how are you?
Doing good. Hey, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Before we get any further, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, and all the shenanigans, man.
Well, let's see here. I work for a company called Indie Comics Dispatch, where you're basically your go-to for everything indie comic related, or as we call them, small press publishers. For people that are doing their own Kickstarter books, trying to get their books off the ground, up to everything that's published that you'll find in your local comic book store that's not done by the big two. And along the way, I became a reviewer for them, and sometimes I'm on the other side of this where I'm the podcast host and
right on.
Have some fun characters on, have good people on, get to have some good times. And it's one of those things where I'm a fanboy that has the best fucking job ever.
Right. I can dig that for sure. I can definitely dig that.
And like I say, it's a great opportunity for anybody who that's trying to figure out how they want to put their book together, because we have different people you can reach out to that go, hey, we'll help you get get from step point, things that people don't think about, the whole which printer to use, shipping after you've completed your campaign, things of that nature that may or may not be on somebody's radar for priorities on what you're
right on.
They're just worried about how to get a book out there.
For sure. Well, I mean, when you start this, it's a daunting thing, what I mean? And like after 2.5 years now of putting out books and stuff, we're in a really good position with Ethereal. But for the folks that come in and they have no clue where they're going, who they're talking to, I had a guy recently, I don't know, a couple months ago, was like, "Hey Dustin, can you tell me where to get started?" And you're like, do you have a team? Do you have a book written? Do you have, because then it's like, well, then you start asking questions that we think of that folks don't, well, who's your letterer? Who's your inker? Who's printing? Are you publishing? You know what I mean? What's the, all these questions. And it's a very daunting experience for folks that have never done it. I remember, oh my gosh, at least a year ago, talking to Lee about, what the fuck, when you walk in and you're just like, it's like a deer in headlights when the world opens up, you know what I mean? We went from, go ahead.
Now I know from experience, from listening to the people talk, I'm one of the few people at the Dispatch that's not a creator in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
But the amount of people that have no idea what the going rate for what an artist is going to expect for a page.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, and that's another thing though. And in this industry though, there's so many people and the only person I can speak on is me and my experience. But when we started the first issue of The Listener, I went out and I did like an open call for artists to see, who would want to work on the book. And it was like, the amount of people that don't get paid in the industry is phenomenal. So they come out and right. So when you come out and you're like, I want to work for you, but can you afford me to work for you? You know what I mean? These are the things that people don't think of, because a lot of folks like myself, and a large majority of people, this is our full-time job. So when you come to me and you're like, "Hey Dustin, can you write me a book?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, it's $4,500 to start, cash money." And they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you're going to make 20 grand off the product I put together for you." You know what I mean? Let's be realistic about our expectations when we're out here looking for people or you could write your own book. You know what I mean? If you're writing your own book, what are you paying an artist? You know what I mean? Because you're going to pay an artist for lines anywhere between $1,200 and $3,200 for a book. And then you're talking about your colors. You're going to add another $2,200 probably for your colors. So, I mean, with Ethereal, our productions range between $5,000 and $9,000 per issue, and we put out a new book every month. Be out for a bit. Yeah,
I've really been enjoying watching watching him do the artwork on from while I was on backstage. That's been a lot of fun.
Well, I'm glad you dig it, man. Bladen's an incredible dude, man. If I didn't have him, man, I don't know if I'd have been able to keep my sanity. Lee helps me keep it pretty good, but
I go all right. But I'm like Quentin. I like looking at Bladen's artwork. I'm like listening. I keep forgetting like I'm on a show. It's like,
right.
And I've seen that.
You're a magician.
Well, I've seen team ups where it works like that over quite a few times. Rodney Barnes with Jason Sean Alexander for Philadelphia. That's a team that it worked. The story and the writing and the story artwork just meshed together so well.
Right on.
There's and you guys from what I've seen so far, you guys seem to have that kind of chemistry together.
Oh man, we are two peas in a pod, man. When we came out to do If It Hops, it was like, which the next issue comes out next couple months, but it was like we had done issue 1 of BGD and we knew we wanted to run with another type of story, and when we came out with If It Hops, did tremendously well, and it was like, okay, so the next issue, If It Hops, but at the same time with Bladen doing the interior artwork for 3 of our series, it's like you don't want to burn the guy out, so right now we have 9 different IPs. We put out a book every month, and it's like starting in February of this year coming up. We'll put out 2 books a month. And we've got, oh my gosh, just incredible artists, Devin Massey, Marcelo Salaza on interiors. You're about to see Mitch Massey on interiors. But it's just something where if you can get a team that vibes with you as not only as a creator or a publisher, but as like a human being, and that's the key point. The key is to get people that are invested. If you're invested in the stories, you're invested in the product, because I'm a fan, right? So like I'm a fan of every motherfucker that waves the fucking blue flame flag around. You know what I mean? Like I'm a fan. So when these cats are talking about ideas they've gotten stuff, I'm eating it up like white on rice because I'm excited that they're excited. And like we get guys like Gene, who just came on, like I mentioned earlier. Gene just came on from a major company and is like, hey, this is the spot. You know what I mean? This is where we need to be. And you've got guys that like Devin Massey or, Dan Kemp, you know what I mean, that are over here and they're major ball players, and they're like, hey, this is where we need to invest. And when you get people like that, you need to, flourish with them and lift them up, as much as lifting yourself up. Right now, Lee is doing an incredible thing in Australia, in my opinion, anyway. My humble opinion, he's like, it's almost like he's unifying artwork in Australia. And I just think it's the coolest thing, man. Like the coolest fucking thing, because the market is different over there. And it's like so many cool folks that are like hidden gems in this crazy place where everything's trying to kill you. And
Dustin, I'm lucky enough, man, that I get to talk to, great people here, and I'm a fan of art. Like I draw myself, so you just have like, I guess, jam sessions for the sake of it. Like you have a little 8-page story, you get a couple of like artists to pencil, one can ink, maybe the next issue one pencils, the other one inks. Like you learn, you do these things together. It helps improve artwork.
You guys get to hang out with Dave Dye though, whatever. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. He champion, eh? Yeah,
Dave Dye, and you guys have got Ryan Vella, who's also incredible. If you guys haven't heard of Ryan Vella, check out Ryan Vella.
Oh, man, there's heaps of dudes. I couldn't even. I wouldn't even want to say any names in case I missed someone, man. The list is huge.
I mean, I've
been there.
Yeah. I mean, like we're really excited to continue to grow, and I think we're at 41 team members, right, as of last weekend. So it's a very phenomenal experience for us. If you guys are going to be in the Vegas area next month for Amazing Comic-Con, make sure you swing by. I think we've got 6 tables total between the teammates. All in one row. So.
Let me know. Let a couple of my guys know, because I personally won't be. I'm in the inland Northwest, so
right.
Yeah. So I'm not going to be in Vegas, but we've got a member or two of the team that are in California, so they might be able to make the trip over.
Come hang out, man. We'll make it worth their while. We've got all kinds of crazy stuff. Bladen will be there. I'll be there. April's going to be there. Jeez, Steph Wilson, Carrie Ann. So a bunch of us are going to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Lee Iris. This is Lee Iris's first show of that size too, so we're really stoked that she's coming with us. But there's a lot going on. But I do think that you guys are going to find that this issue of BGD coming out is definitely going to be something special, because it's different than anything we've put out so far. And like I said, we've got If It Hops coming up. We've got Mitch Massey is working on a book right now called My Metal Girl, which we're really, really excited about that. And that'll be our first manga style book. So that'll be a lot of fun. He's an incredible guy. That whole Massey family, like, I don't know what the other triplet does.
Yeah, what's up to that talent? Hey?
Just like some families have like that shit like in their veins, man. They just all of them are talented. Like you can't even, you don't even get like one that doesn't know how to do something. If he can't draw, I bet he's like the best fucking like welder or some shit in the whole world. You know what I mean? And you know,
he'd be the best at something.
The Kemps are like that too, man. Both the fucking Kemps are amazingly talented as well. You know, and it's like it's really wild, and I love being able to work with groups of siblings because they all like try just a little bit more, right? It's like that unspoken thing where they're like, I'm gonna do just a little bit better than that guy did, you know. And it's fun to watch such talented folks, you know, push their way through things. Like we started getting the covers for Fallen Leaves, which is our release in September. And they're wild. Like they're absolutely wild. And it's like, I think everybody's pushing their game up as we go forward on covers, you know, because it's like whenever we drop an issue 1, we do like 25 different covers for an issue 1. And
that makes sense.
Yeah, well, it's a lot, but it's a lot. But it's a lot to keep up with too, because I'll be like, what letter is that one? And you know, especially when you're filling out the CGC paperwork and crap, you're like, this is this one, and that had a metal going somewhere. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it's just a phenomenal thing to see. Hey, Bladen, where'd you get the? What's the concept with this one? Where'd this come from?
I was just drawing some stuff, you know.
Right on, for sure.
Some stuff, and then
little doodle. I got you. Right on. Hey, so you know, I don't want to say he's mentoring, but he's working with Elberty a lot. And Elberty has a book coming out with us next year called Frog Legs. And we're really, really excited about it because it's so different. Everybody hears the name, and if you're fans of ours, the names always mean something like that. It's really, really heavily tied into the story. And like with Babes, Gore, and Dinosaurs, you know.
You know what you're
a little bit of all of that in our books, but there was it was a really, really fun concept. But this dude is going to be awesome. You guys have never seen him do interior work, but I'm telling you, he's going to be something to pay attention to.
Did he send you the vinyl pencils for page 1?
Not after you played with it. He didn't send me anything yet.
It's phenomenal. It's perfect. It's going to be.
Is it? Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so excited.
You will be really happy.
Yeah, we'll have to send him to Lee after the show because it's going to be something. Yeah, I think
don't tease me now.
No, we'll show you some stuff, but there's we're working on like 5 fucking books right now. Like
I don't know how you do it, man. My brain would explode.
My brain has exploded 2 or 3 times in the past couple of days.
Thank God you've got Post-it notes, Dustin.
Oh my God! Like I live, I live with Post-it notes. Like that's my life.
Spontaneously combust under all of this stuff.
There's so much awesome. I can't handle it. It's just too much for me. You know, I can't even.
As a consumer, one request for your Kickstarter, like you were talking about, you've got all these different covers. I'm happy to shell out the money as a consumer, but I'd like to be at least have a rough idea of, hey, here's what it's going to look like, rather than just this artist did this cover without a picture. Is there any way we can try and get?
All of ours have pictures.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, because when I do it. When I look at them through the app to back it, it doesn't give.
That's so weird because if you go down here, I'll show them to you. Hold on. That's the strangest thing, and that's on Kickstarter. I can't even.
Okay.
I can't even help that.
Yeah, because I was going. Because I've noticed.
Man. We'll peep it real quick. Like if you go down, there's a whole list.
Yeah, because I know I saw you going through that, and I was going, why the hell am I not seeing this?
Yeah, I don't know, bro. Like I spend so much time on Kickstarter, it's ridiculous. Like I build these things out like nobody's business. Our graphic guy is great. He goes in and he works on it too. So yeah, there's no reason ever that somebody shouldn't see covers from us, because our books are they're basically finished when they go to Kickstarter anyway.
Okay.
So it's like,
In that case, I'll be reaching out to Kickstarter and going, guys, what the hell?
yeah, please, by all means, if you find anything like that, or there's ever a glitch in something, make sure you tell them, because recently they've actually been listening to folks. So if anybody listening, if you have any kind of crazy feedback or anything happens and you can't see something, make sure you tell them, because we spend, oh my gosh, this one was probably 14, 15 hours in the build out for this Kickstarter. And
Okay.
I'm back at it again. Actually, right tonight, I've been working on the BGD one, which is, like I said, it's going to be beautiful. We've got some killer covers. Bladen's got some beautiful covers on there. Lenadize covers. Lenadize covers for that book. Hold on, let me see if I have them available, and I'll show you guys some of the upcoming BGD covers, because they're blowing my mind with some of these. I mean, people are coming out with like Bladen will go above and beyond and better himself. Like, he'll literally be like, "Oh, I got a badass cover. That's not good enough." But foul, that motherfucker comes out with something crazy. So hold on.
That's an awesome thing, though. Like each artist, not having that healthy
that's an artist thing, right?
Like, to improve. Seeing something awesome, or like, I'm going to have a crack at getting myself better. It's good. It's a healthy thing.
Yeah, for sure. There's Lenadize, one of her covers.
So cool. That's so cool.
Well, yeah, I'm in love with that one. That's gorgeous. And then here's her other cover.
Damn.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
I'm jealous. I can't do that. So
whatever. You do amazing things. Don't mess with me.
I do other stuff, but yeah, those are so pretty. I can't.
Let me see if I can pull up some more of those covers real quick. Hold on. Well, there's so many covers that are not covered, individual covers, but it's just there's so much stuff. Gabriel's cover came out really good for this one. I know you guys tinkered with it for a little bit. I was really happy with it, though. Like, it's fun, the different perspectives, and then Trevor comes out with bangers.
Yep.
Like,
again,
Trevor's stuff's beautiful. Well, and David's colors are just off the fucking chart. So
too much choice, man.
Yeah,
look at it. There's choice everywhere.
Yeah, we try to give you guys the best stuff we can give you. You know what I mean? And then this is Jonathan McDaniels. This is beautiful. Cool. It's so very different.
I like it.
It's just a lot of fun. Traditionally painted and stuff. With live models he uses and stuff, which is really, really cool to me, because I didn't even know people did that anymore.
Anyway,
that's really weird,
Johnny.
I'm glad they fixed it. What's going on, Sean? Sean just did a really cool book. Oh my gosh, 13 Labors, right? Oh my, some of those covers for that book, Sean. Super cool, man. Super, super cool. But yeah, so we've managed to transition all the way into a book a month now. So you guys will start seeing the different artists popping up with covers all the time, all kinds of different shenanigans, and I think that you guys are going to be really, really pleased with the direction that we're moving in. Oh man, whatever. It's beautiful shit, man. I told you it was when I saw it. I'll tell you again. It's great stuff, man. I mean, he's got this cover where there's 13 different dudes piled on this one guy at the bottom of the fucking cover, and it's great. I mean, because it's that it's almost like a cartoon goodness of a giant dog pile. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. But I give credit where it's due, man. And there's a lot of indie cats out there that like I consider us we're almost out of the indie scene. You know what I mean? We're almost to that point where we're in 5 different stores right now. We declined being in Diamond because it wasn't going to work for us, the price point. But it's we're almost to the point where we're very, very self-sufficient. You know what I mean? And and we're doing really well. So when I see the cats that are doing well, and I just wish they had other opportunities, and it's like, hey, that's why we started hiring other writers, because there's so many super talented folks that just don't get seen. They're just not seen. And if we can bring them over here and they're, doing well and they're having a good time and they're making money, you're getting seen. So we're doing a lot of that. But we're right now, we don't have a lot of openings right now, but we are bringing on writers if they've got a pedigree, you know what I mean, or they're bringing over their own stuff. But we also, I think we were looking for a manga artist not long ago. I think we picked one of those up. But we're having a lot of fun, man, and it's just like-minded folks, man. Just that ball of awesome. Just keep bringing in the like-minded people that everybody gets along. And like I was saying earlier, it's very product heavy. We all enjoy each other's products and the work we do and stuff. And it's something phenomenal when you see you've got a room of 30 of the greatest talents, and they're all talking about how fucking awesome each other's artwork is, and you're just like sitting there watching guys that you were fans of as a child, talking about how awesome that guy is that's coming up. You know what I mean? It's a really cool experience. That's a nice first Hellboy you've got there, sir, behind you. Very, very cool.
Thank you.
It's a good book, man.
You can spot a Hellboy a mile away, eh? It's like...
Yeah, man, I can't help it. I've got probably, oh my gosh, 4 or 5 of them. The Minutemen, yeah, man, for sure.
Signed by Magnola.
Oh, signed too? Oh, I don't have a signed one.
Yeah,
on an earlier comment to old Bladen, if they did have that smelling technology, Bladen, I'll tell you what, every guest that's on this show's comic book bloody collection would be in trouble with Dustin. It's like he'd smell that out.
God, could you imagine Scratch and Sniff Comics?
So we had a friend. I don't know if it came up. I don't know if it happened. We had a friend that was trying to make that happen. I don't know. Well, they did the DC did the Christmas edition years ago. I think it was like
that Harley Quinn that smelled like weed.
Yeah, they had the one that smelled like weed and the one that smelled like Christmas trees. Both of those came out in 2016, I think.
Maybe that was just the printer.
Maybe.
Like that. And then they're like, "Oh yeah, we meant to do that."
I don't know, but we just got a line on lenticulars here in the country, so I'm really excited about that. Because out of country, you're talking like $25 to $30 a piece for lenticular. So unless you buy them in bulk, So if we're gonna start putting out lenticulars, that'd be really cool. I'd be about that. This is cool. This reminds me of like a Greco-Roman type of thing between these two dudes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm digging it.
Yeah.
I'm digging it, sir. Mad fun.
But I'm gonna need to get going because I need to get some work done tonight before I have to get back to the 9 to 5.
By all means, man.
But I want to say, hey, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful evening, and I'm sure we'll catch up again sometime.
Yeah, man. Be good. Take it easy.
Thank you, Andrew.
Hell, I'll take it any way I can get it.
Right.
Yeah. Take it easy, guys. Bye.
Bye now.
So where you at on your Kickstarter with like 25 minutes to go, mate?
Let's see where we're at now. We're at 287 backers, $12,630 with 29 minutes to go.
29 minutes to go.
29 minutes to go. We're killing it. We're having a great time. I love this, dude. I don't know where you got the concept from, but it's super fun. It literally looks like they're wrestling to me. I think that's super cool.
You're going to get lubed up and get ready.
Yeah, get them all lubed up. Get the lube.
Well, they're about to build the crap out of each other.
Man, this fight.
Get traditionally.
Oh my gosh, this fight in book, what is it? Book 5? I think it's book 5.
4 into 5.
Yeah, I think it's book 5.
5 or 6.
Yeah, it's definitely up there. But when they actually do get down, man, it's like a good portion of the book. Like it's not like you don't just get like 2 or 3 panels. It's like It's like Titans going at it, man. It's a lot of fun. I'm excited. I can't wait to see it. Oh, so good.
So, hey, question. With the BGD3 that's coming up, when did you say 16th of August?
12th.
Before?
12th.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
12th. When, what preview are you getting with that?
So I have decided not to do previews.
Okay.
With that issue, and I've also decided not to do them. I don't think we're doing any for the rest of this year.
Yep.
Because Fallen Leaves, we've got our last preview, which will be Fallen Leaves, which is with this campaign now.
Yeah.
Fallen Leaves drops in September, and then we've got our next new title is Underland, and that's in November.
Yeah.
And then we've got the Christmas book December. We may do the Bounty Hunter book if Bladen's able to. If not, well, I'm not like holding his feet to the coal about that or anything. But there's we literally have 1, 2, 3, 4 other books in the pipe.
Mm-hmm.
Not even talking about the After Dark stuff, which we just pulled on 2 new books for After Dark as well.
Yep.
So it's like I kept thinking about it, and I realized that the more work we do, right? So like right now, a lot of people with our particular release schedule are learning how to deal with that kind of schedule. You know what I mean? Most of the time, comic guys, yourself included, Lee, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, are contractors most of the time. So you give them a 3-month window, and they pick up X amount of projects to work in that 3-month window, right? Well, with Ethereal now, it's a business and a company that we all work together as a team. So it's literally like now these guys are going from that kind of job flow to scheduling extra stuff around their primary company that they work with. You know what I mean? So now it's like, okay, should I stress the teams out by going, hey, look, we need an additional 8 fucking pages every month or every 2 weeks, basically every 2 weeks? Do we need another 8 pages on top of the additional pages that we're using as unlocks? So now you're talking 16 pages. So instead of doing 24 every 2 weeks, you're doing 40 every 2 weeks.
Yeah, burnout, mate.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. And then I was looking at some of these covers, right? Some of these covers for the previews are absolutely stunning. They're stunning covers, and we won't print them again. You know what I mean? And I was like, man, I hate to waste these beautiful covers. Not that it's a waste in the previews, but we don't get to show them again, you know? Oh, you're good. Take it easy, Bladen.
Oh, yes. You guys have fun.
Be good, brother. We'll talk tomorrow. But so it's like when you're sitting there and you're looking at these phenomenal covers, you get this point where you're like, man, so and so would have loved to have that cover, and they didn't get to do it because it came out on the Kickstarter and they didn't get time. You know, I don't want people to feel like that. I want them to be able to complete collections and to, you know, be able to pick up the books when they want to. The previews served as a really cool marketing campaign. You know what I mean? Not to mention his first appearances, because they are first appearances of characters. So that was really, really cool. But as we've grown and the workflow has changed, I just wanted to make sure that everyone was comfortable with the amount of work that we're putting out. Yeah. I mean, even let's say that we cut down, like this is an issue 1, so we had like the 25 covers, whatever. But let's say we cut out 10 of those covers. We're down to 15, all right, for 1 issue, okay? Starting in February, we're at 2 issues a month. So cutting that out, the work is just switching over to another issue. So now you've got 15 and 15. So you're still almost at 30, if not almost 30 covers for the month, you know, which is good. But it's like, I don't want people to have to worry about extra stuff as we're moving forward. You know what I mean? Like, because right now, excuse me, right now, we're working on T-shirts. We're working on stickers. We're working on fucking statues. which we'll have by the end of the month. There's all kinds of different things that we're working on, and I didn't want to stress anyone more than they had to be stressed. Because
makes perfect sense, man.
Yeah, I'm excited for everything that we're doing, and I'm thrilled with all the feedback and all the new fans and all the people involved. You know what I mean? Are fucking amazing. But I never want to be that guy as we grow, right? As we continue to grow. Like right now, I was just talking to somebody earlier about a new lenticular that just came out. Speaking of lenticulars, and it was awful. And the pages were awful, because you're still using that cheap ass fucking newspaper stock. You know what I mean? That Marvel loves to use and DC loves to use that newspaper stock because it's cheap. And but anyway, so I never want to sacrifice quality because we're growing. You should never see our books dwindle in quality just because we're growing as a company. And I feel like if I can cut out a little bit of the extra work, then everybody will still be at it 150% every time. And they won't feel like, man, look, I got another cover that's due. Because nobody wants to feel like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, there's also, as much as, artists enjoy arting, like, because I do, you can get that point where, you also have to think about your mental health and having those moments where you don't have too much building up on you and stuff, mate. So it's, that's very important.
Absolutely. Well, you look at things like, right now, I'm working on short stories for a fun thing with Ryan. You know what I mean? So I'm putting on some short stories together. And I realized, I put a post on it about Facebook the other day. I woke up and I was like, holy shit, it's Ruben. Thank you, Shawnee. You're so helpful. But I woke up and I realized I've got 9 books to write by November. And I'm like, holy shit. You know what I mean? November seems like it'll be here like tomorrow.
Yeah.
And my problem is, and we've all got weird quirks, right? Like my problem is my brain will forget I've got like 3 months to do something. And I'll be like, oh fuck, I got like shit to do. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna be late. You know what I mean? And then it's like, oh, wait a minute. I'm okay. Just slow down. But I think that see, that's what I was talking about. That right there. Thank you, Devin. That was super cool, man. There's just a lot to see and a lot to do. And the more we grow, I want to give everything its proper time. And as a preview as well, I want to give that book its proper time. You know what I mean? And give it enough for everyone to see. And I think that when we move into things like, when you move into Theater 7, for example, Theater 7 is this huge, huge world with the endless possibilities. Like endless possibilities. Like I literally just started fucking around with the idea of doing a Deep Blue Sea arc for Theater 7. I mean, that's like 4 arcs out of where we are, but I'm sitting over here, jotting down key points that I think should happen in this particular arc.
What about Killer Potatoes?
So I haven't thought about Killer Potatoes. I thought about Killer Tomatoes, but that was actually in the 80s. It wasn't in the 90s. So I was like, can't do that one. But
so Killer Tomatoes, like number 36, didn't quite get into the 90s.
It didn't make it, but we do have
straight through.
We do have arcs for Critters coming up. We've got arcs for Tremors coming up. We've got, oh my gosh, the next big arc after the. So each arc in Theater 7 should be like 2 to 3 issues per arc, and then we'll have and then you've got your short stories in the back of Theater 7. So that's what we're doing with Theater 7 with the additional pages that you guys unlock. We're actually giving you a short story in the back of each of those. Like they used to do in the 90s in comic books, so we're doing a little bit of that. But the next big arc is Big Snake. So that's going to be a lot of fun, and that's going to be our take on the Anaconda film. So Penny is going to take J-Lo's place. So we'll see some fun action shots and all kinds of humor and plenty of boobs and probably some cheeks running around. We'll see. But I think that book has so much growth coming to it, like so much growth. And it's phenomenal to see the fans and stuff reach out, and not only the Ethereal fans, but Devin's fans and Dan's fans, reaching out and going, "This is great and it's a lot of fun." And yes, ma'am, that's exactly what I'm talking about, the jiggly bits. But we just started getting. I just sent it to lettering with ES, and it's awesome watching it come to life, because again, I had never written a comedy before. So to write a comedy was definitely not out of my stretch of skill to do, but I just never done it. And to do it for guys that I've been fans of was like, they're trying to catch a breather every time you write a line. You're like, "This is gonna be good. It's gotta be good," And it was a lot of fun, because both Devin and Dan both have been awesome to work with, and awesome to seeing what they do together is absolutely phenomenal.
Well, I like seeing these things come together too, mate, because
For
like
sure.
I get to, I suppose, chat with you about, your ideas you're having, and then get to see, mock-ups of layouts and all that stuff that, like evolves over time and stuff. So it's nice for me to see, these things come to fruition too. And
I appreciate that, man. Well, it's a beautiful experience. It's an absolutely beautiful experience. When folks come in and they're like, "Hey, look, I've got this really, really cool idea of what I would like to see." Like we talked earlier about scripts and what people are putting together and how we put them together. And I am so grateful to the people that I work with, because almost all these guys have been in it a lot longer than me. So they've got the experience working with cats, and they can literally come in and be like, "Hey, this is what I'm going to give you. It makes sense with what you got going on." Like Ruben just coming in. Ruben does amazing covers. And Ruben will ask me for a concept, and I'll throw him something, and I'm a fan of his. You know what I mean? I'm a fan of everybody we work with. So it's literally like, "Oh my gosh, this amazingly talented dude is asking me my opinion. What do I give to him?" You know what I mean? Where do we pull the cover concept from? So we gave him something really cool, and then they run with it, and it's just like, it comes out beautiful every time. Like right now, he like Ruben on a examples. Ruben did this really cool wild edition where he changed a poster. Thank you, Shawnee. I appreciate it. Ruben did this amazing poster on the wall for If It Hops on the cover that he did, and it was entirely different from the Wild Edition poster that was on the wall. And I remember just thinking it was the coolest thing, And those are the types of things that drive me. As much as the story, everybody's like, "Well, we love the story. We're working on the stuff, da da da." When I see our team members bring things to life, that's my drive. It's literally like, holy shit, I know this is going to look great. I cannot wait to see this individual get their hands on things. That's what I'm talking about, Shawnee, right there. But it's like if let's use Bladen for an example, because he's not here and he can't defend himself if I talk shit about him. So let's say I have a book come out, right? Like Underland, right? So Underland, we're talking about Underland. We put the Underland preview out, and Bladen sends me this cover for Underland, and it blew me the fuck away. Like I was literally blown away by it. Let me grab it. Hold on, I'll show it to you. Like it's just, there's this concept where these guys and gals can literally like like read my mind. Like it's not even a joke. It's not funny. It's so very serious about it. I'll share it with you right now. It's just such a cool experience, man.
Yeah, it would be.
It's wild, man, for sure. I mean,
yeah, that's cool.
The mushrooms and the March hare and the hatter on top of the hair, and I was just like, how fucking cool, And so then, for Fallen Leaves, I had just joked about a cover, and he sends me this wildly cool cover,
That's cool too.
Like, it's just, I mean, our teams are just phenomenal, man. And the amount of line work and the amount of time, that's one thing I don't think people understand about comic books is the amount of time that we all put into these projects. Whether you're professional, whether you're not, it doesn't matter. If you're working and you're putting your heart and your soul into these projects, it shows. You know what I mean? It really shows. Like, you are the man that hates blank space. I love that shit with you. You are the line master.
I do. I don't like blank space.
No.
I can't bring myself to waste paper.
Waste the paper. But it's like watching folks and not just like with one book, right? Like we mentioned earlier, the more you do something, the better at it you get. So like when you're seeing these guys and gals go in and continuously do a character, right? You're continuously doing a particular character. They just come out so much better every time you do them. You know what I mean? That's why I never understood the concept of not using the same people. Why not build a team? Why continue the route of the contractor work? You know what I mean? Because you're literally like when you create something and you hand it to, because you're not drawing it, he does, dude. I'm telling you, like,
true words have never been spoken, Devin.
But let's see how much longer we got on this thing. But it's like you're watching everything. We got 10 minutes left. So we got 10 minutes. We'll hang out for 10 more minutes, guys. So when you're sitting here and you're handing these people your creation, I feel like that you want to know that they love it as much as you love it, and that's what I was talking about when you get when you create a team versus using contractors, because a team will invest. A team wants to grow, you know what I mean? And, build and succeed together. And I think that's the most important part. The succeeding together is the most important part, because I can laugh with my team. I can cry with my team. I know how their kids are doing, the cool gifts they got their spouses for the holidays. It's stuff that makes a difference, versus some dude that walked in on the street and you gave him $300, $400, he does a cover, he disappears, you never see him again. That's not symbiosis, man. That's just trying to survive, know. And
mate, there's gunslingers out there that get by doing that sort of stuff, isn't there? Like a cover here or two and get their pocket money and stuff. And that's, I mean, there's all different facets of the bloody
absolutely,
industry, isn't there? But what you're trying to build is a family, man, like a community of people that are happy, organic, all working together, talking and pumping out good work. And
I want a bullpen, right? I want the bullpen like we used to have when we were kids. The traditional 8-10 dudes and all hanging out in a room, just bashing out beautiful work, right? That's what. See, and to me, even though it's not like a physical bullpen, I feel like we have that. We have that mentality. Not everybody on our team works like that. We've got the one or two outliers and stuff. You know what I mean? But at the same time, these people literally give a shit about one another. And that's powerful, man. It comes out in the work. It comes out in the attitude. It's just, man, look. And if you guys go to shows around the country, the U.S. at least, we fucking throw down. Like if we're at a show and you guys hang out with us after a show, we fucking throw down. You know, we do all kinds of fun stuff. We go out drinking, we go out to nice places to eat, and we hang out with fans. You know, we did this amazing poker tournament April in Phoenix, the Fan Fusion. I'd never played poker like in that scale in my entire life, you know, and all I knew was I wanted that Todd McFarlane signed golden Lego brick that was in the middle of that table. And I certainly didn't get it, you know, but it was like all in, all in, all in. Let me get the brick, you know. We're so excited, Johnny. I think Vegas is going to be not only for us, but I think for the fans and everybody else. I think Vegas is going to be such a phenomenal experience because, like, we're all a lot of fucking fun alone, but together, it's off the chain, you know. But I know we'll be there from Wednesday to Monday. So you know, we'll be there having dinner with friends and fans Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You know, so whoever wants to hang out, man, I'm real easy to reach. You know, like I said, Bladen will be there. April will be there over the weekend. Lee Iris will be there. My dog will not. She likes to say she
yeah. I was actually thinking she's been pretty good today. Like she's just been chilling out in the background there.
Well, so she's hanging in here because we got Shadow a little over a week and a half ago. Yeah. And Layla's 10 years old. Shadow's 3 months. And she's like, fuck this guy. I hate
too much energy.
Oh my God.
I want to chill.
Like he does like the zoomy thing throughout the entire house.
Yeah.
Like he can't get upstairs to go because the baby gates and whatnot, but he'll fly around the whole house. And Layla's just like, I'm gonna kill him if he runs into me one more time. So yeah, we're trying to keep them apart.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I had a lot of fun tonight. It was super cool to talk to you guys. You know, I'm really, really grateful for the reception of Theater 7. Like I'm so grateful. I think that it's been just a phenomenal experience. Really, it really has been a phenomenal experience to work with Devin and to work with Dan and those guys. Like I said, have plenty of other projects coming up. You'll start seeing, oh my gosh, Devin, what we say every 2 months we'll get a new Theater 7, 2.5 months, something like that. We'll get a new Theater 7. And then, you know, Mitch Massey's working on My Metal Girl. Man, oh man, My Metal Girl is looking good. Like it's looking really, really good.
Yeah, well, the concept art looked good.
Oh my God.
What?
Yeah, was not expecting that, and it came out really, really beautiful. But it's basically about these corporations that build fighters, and they put the fighters into these battle royale type of situations for wealth, fame, and you know, other shenanigans. So that'll be a lot of fun. And then, like I mentioned earlier, for the first time live on anything, I mentioned Frog Legs. Frog Legs is going to be phenomenal too. I can't wait to show that to you guys. I'm actually going to try to get some images and send them to Lee when we get off live here in a minute. But that's about a yeah. See, Devin's on board. So that's Frog Legs is about a young dude in Louisiana in his late 20s that has moved away, got his culinary degree, and moved back. His goal is to open a small little restaurant, which he does. Hires this really pretty Creole chick to work in the restaurant. Doesn't realize she's a voodoo priestess. So that's going to be super fun. And I haven't decided yet, but that may or may not be in the world of the listener. And if it is, that means you guys get tie-ins with Greed and you get tie-ins with Lee and Arya and all kinds of other characters. So we'll see. But I think that everybody's really going to enjoy that one. If you've ever read BGD, I go hard with dialect. Like I go hard with dialect. So actually, Bladen mentioned it earlier, how Maya talks. Man, I put a lot of time into dialect. So you know, you'll get your Cajun stuff, you'll get your French stuff, you're gonna get your broken English and your Creole stuff in there too. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. I can't wait. Like, I'm over the moon about it. And the amount of people that are clamoring to work on that title that I haven't even talked about yet with even the Massies is mind blowing. Like, it's really mind blowing. And I got one more thing to show you guys before we close out tonight. Mr. Ocampo has colored this
an angel, man. See?
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's done this beautiful, beautiful cover for April Reina's upcoming Fallen Leaves cover, and no bullshit, it really is something special. Like, I don't often, like I said, I don't often toot horns or anything, but this one's pretty wild. So I'm gonna show it to you guys real quick before we get out of here. I'm thrilled with it. I know they're thrilled with it, but
yeah, that's cool.
The filigree, all of that is just awesome. Just so cool. And she did their names in this beautiful filigree. I'm about it, man. I think Fallen Leaves is gonna be a lot of fun. I think all the fans are gonna appreciate it. And like I said, the covers are already coming in, and they're bad, man. They're real awesome. Oh, Shawnee. I'll have to send you some of the other ones tomorrow so you can see them, Shawnee. They're fucking nuts. But let's see where we're at now. I think we had 3 minutes last time I looked. 2 minutes now, $12,666, 286 backers. Awesome. So, yeah, I certainly will, madam. But there's, you know, the thing about Fallen Leaves is it's probably the darkest story I put out. Like, it really probably is. It's a very, it's like a revenge story, but not, you know? So we get a time jump from book 1 to book 2, but the main character is an elf. She's really just a normal elf that gets thrown into all kinds of shenanigans. And she lives in a world that, you know, where human beings, they don't care for elves and they don't care for many of the other Fey races and stuff like that. So her existence is not an easy one, especially after the events of book 1, which I keep showing you guys a lot of fire for that book. So yeah, elves live in trees. Fire's bad, you know.
Well, there's a reason for the fire too. Hey, that's that big red thing.
Big old dragon in there, man. So, oh man, that's so much fun. So the revenge story involves the dragon. The chicks can go after the dragon, yada yada. But it's nowhere as simple as that. We also have we've got a one shot coming from that book about a zombie goblin. That's going to be a lot of fun too. So I'm really stoked about that.
In case anyone else is freaked out, it's not a tall goblin, is it? Which would take it into the short little
goblin. I really appreciate that, Shawnee, very much. I try. I think that's the genre that I stick out the most in. So I try to make sure that I do it in a way that could make people before me proud of it, if that makes any sense. I always try to pay it forward. Like, there are guys that have influenced my writing styles, my thought processes. You know, there are writers in this world that I would give a limb just to have an hour to pick their brain, you know, and I'm thrilled with Fallen Leaves. I think that everybody's really going to enjoy it. That being said, badass. That's exciting. I'm so happy, guys. I really am. It's, you know, I had a friend go, thanks, Joe. I had a friend ask me the other day, he was like, do you ever doubt your books, and do you ever doubt they're going to fund? I don't ever doubt they're going to fund. But that's not about cocky. It's about pride. It's about pride in everyone's skill levels and stuff. But I think you guys are really in for something special with BGD3. If you've been following the books, or if you're new to the series, 1 and 2 will be available with the Kickstarter, which Kickstarters, let me rephrase Kickstarter. I'm really tired of saying the word Kickstarter. because all our books are pre-orders. And that's something that it needs to be understood by anybody that comes in or anybody that's asking. They're all pre-orders. We have a release window that's just like Diamond Comics in the US. We literally we use a 3-month window, and you get a book every month is basically how it works. So, but I think that you guys are in for a real treat with Babes Gore Dinosaurs issue 3 coming out August 12th. I know that Bladen has personally said that this is an issue that he's very, very excited about, beyond any that we've done so far. So I hope you guys are ready for that. And then don't forget, we've got an art book coming out later this year outside of the normal issues that we're dropping, which is, I don't know how many fucking pages. It's going to be ridiculous. But it's every cover that we've ever released for any IP, all in one bound edition. So that's going to be really, really cool. And I think that we're going to actually talk about the covers, for each one of them. I think we're going to write a little bit of a blurb about each one. So that should be a lot of fun. And then we've got Underland in November, first full issue of Underland in November. And then the Christmas books for December. And that's such a beautiful baby, man. Every time I see him, I'm just like, he's just the cutest. Ugh. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with Lee and I. I'm trying to get Bladen in here more often. I appreciate you guys chilling with him. And just thank you, man, for real. Thank you all for making all these pre-orders happen, all these books happen. It's a very humbling experience, again, when not only, people that you know and fans you have are enjoying the products, but when you get new fans and you get new faces, it's just very humbling, and we appreciate you. Thank you so, so very much. Oh man, Devin, I appreciate you coming and hanging out, man. It's a blast. We know that you got a lot of cool stuff coming. You've got Theater 7 pages and art and all kinds of crazy shenanigans. Can't wait to see it. Shawnee, absolutely, man. You're an awesome individual. And I think, Shawnee, if you want, we'll have you back on for the release of Babes Gore Dinosaurs 3, and we can talk about it, and we can maybe play 20 questions or something, and we'll give you something cool for coming to hang out.
Ripper.
For sure.
Look forward to that.
Yeah, it'd be mad fun. 20 questions. Ugh, I talk a lot anyway, so I can make it through 20 questions.
Oh, yeah. Make it 25.
I don't know about 25.
I'll tell you what, a question for every cover on the next campaign. There you go.
I'll bite. All right, right on. And then, you know what? We'll hook Shawnee up with something really badass. We do have a giveaway next weekend, Lee. Don't let me forget. We have a giveaway because the Ethereal group broke 1,000 members.
Yep.
So that's pretty fucking cool in my book. Year 2, 1,000 members. So that's pretty cool. And this is the 4th book this year to break $10,000. So that's pretty cool as well. For sure. And yeah, we're just going to we got bangers for the rest of the year, man. So I hope you guys are ready. Again, thank you so much for hanging out with Lee and I. We really appreciate you guys. We appreciate the likes, the views, the shares, man. And we're just going to keep getting better, guys. So thank you so very much. And we'll see you next Friday.
See ya.